Alright guys, in today's video we're doing a little bit different style of a video today. I'm kind of just going to sit here and talk about some summertime baits. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so first off we have worms. That's like a big time summertime bait. So they got a lot of different styles. You got like the normal 5-inch Senko. You can do a bunch of different colors with this. If you have clear water, obviously natural colors. Dirtier water, you go with your darker colors or light colors. But yeah, usually just darker colors for the dirtier water. And then you can have different sizes of the Senkos, like this is a 6-inch. And that basically covers the Senkos. Then there's like different types of worms, like speed worms, like the Guggen Squad blazing worm. And there's also big worms that you can throw and let sit on the bottom, like the Guggen Squad Mondo worm. And then they also have crazy worms, like the Yoda worm, 10,000 fish Yoda worm. So all of those can be rigged different ways. A lot of times you can throw those on like a Texas rig, or with the Senkos you can throw those on like a wacky. But yeah, and as far as weight goes, that just depends on how deep the water is. I fish ponds most of the time, so I usually stick to like quarter to like 3/8 and stuff like that. Next we have creature baits. So we got stuff like a bandito bug. This is just a little crawl bait. This catches a lot of fish, so that's a really good bait. Another style crawl is the Kraken crawl. This one just has a little bit more subtle up in action. These things kick a little bit more. These are also really good for spring, but yeah. And then another bait that's really good is like crazy looking bait. It's the trench hog. So this just got long kickers on it, so you can drag that across the bottom, or you can just fish it on the Texas rig. And then if you got a lot of cover in your pond, and if you want to do some flipping, you can put on something like the Nuke Punch. So this is basically, it's like a bandito bug, except it doesn't have the claws on the side, so it just goes through that grass a little bit better, and all that stuff on top of the water. Alright, as far as moving baits go, spinner baits work really good. Usually on cloudier, windy days, they work really good. And again, as far as colors go, you can throw like a bluegill if you're fishing ponds. Most of the time there's bluegill in there. So just natural colors. Now if your pond is dirtier water, then again, you can throw something brighter like this so the fish can see it. And then also, it's kind of similar a little bit. It moves a lot of water. The clickbait, this is just a chatterbait. It works really good. And again, you can do bluegill colors if there's bluegill, and lighter colors if the water is dirtier. So yeah, those can catch some pretty decent fish. Then if you're really after big fish, then you can fish a jig. So you can fish jigs like this. This is a 1/2 ounce, and this is a black and blue. This is one of the Guggen Squad jigs. I don't know the exact name of it, but I just put a little bandito bug on there for the trailer. Just gives it a bigger profile, so something like this can catch you some really big fish. Then I got something a little bit different. This is another different style. This is just like a green pumpkin type color with a little bit of orange highlights in there. And then again, I got like a crawl trailer on there, so that can catch some big fish. And then if you want to throw a moving jig, got a swim jig, and you just put a little like paddle tail swim bait on the back. and that'll make it look really good. It'll make it look more like a bluegill. But this will catch you some fish, and pretty decent size. So if you're after big bites, that's what you want to fish. Also, again, the big worms. The big worms will catch you big fish as well. So, because the big fish, they really don't want to have to work too hard for their meals, so they'll just eat the stuff off the bottom without a lot of effort. So, yeah. All right. So now we have topwater. Topwater is probably like the most fun thing to fish in the summertime. So there's a couple different style things of topwaters. So we got something like this. This is like a whopper plopper style. I believe this is the Guggen Revolver, but it's basically just a whopper plopper, just a little bit different style. But these work really well, like in the mornings and stuff, and afternoons, low light conditions. As far as colors go, dark colors seem to work pretty good, but it just kind of depends on the conditions. But yeah, these will catch you some big fish, and you're pretty much guaranteed to hook them when you got hooks like these. But yeah. And then a really similar bait, the buzz bait. So this will catch a lot of fish as well. This, you can put a trailer on it. It depends if you want to or not. It really doesn't matter. I usually fish it without one, but you can put one on there if you want. It just depends on what you like to do. So I throw a 1/2 ounce so I can reel it a little bit quicker. So the only difference between this and this is you can stop this, because this floats, this sinks, so you got to keep reeling this the whole time. It's basically the difference between those, and this just has a single hook. Oh, both of those baits that I just showed you, they're best for like windy conditions. So the next bait, like on mornings when the water's really calm, basically just in calm conditions, a popper is a really great topwater to throw. This can catch a lot of fish, and it can also catch decent sized fish, but it just works really good in those calm conditions, so you can really slay them on these. Another thing, this is probably like the most fun bait, the most fun topwater bait ever to throw. So if you've got a lot of cover in your ponds, you should be throwing a frog. If you got lily pads and stuff like that, these things are great, and they're so fun to fish. Like if you got stuff that just sits on the water, like all that sludge and stuff, this is what you want to fish. So you can either fish a style like this. It's a poppin' frog. This is kind of more for not necessarily right in the stuff, but I mean you can, but sometimes the stuff will get caught up in the lip part if it's really thick stuff. That's why this is better for the really thick stuff, because it won't get caught up in it so much. But both of these have their purpose, and they're both really good, so you can catch a lot of fish on these things, and they're really fun to throw. So you should definitely be throwing one of these. And then the last bait, this is a type of topwater. So it's actually a soft plastic, and there's a lot of these. It's similar sort of to the action of a buzz bait. So this is like it's kind of like a buzz toad. That's basically what it is. The specific one is the Guggen Squad. It's just the Guggen Toad. So yeah, this is a good bait. You basically throw that in. This is pretty heavy, so you really don't need to put a weight on there, because you're trying to swim it on top. So you would just put this through like a Texas rig basically, and then you would throw that out there, and you just kind of reel it in, and these little things kick on top of the water, and you can catch some big fish with this. So that works really good. It's another really good weedless option, and if you want, you can also let it sink and it'll go down in the water too. But yeah. Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. Feel free to comment, and if you want to see more of this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, we'll have more videos like this coming in the future. It's a little bit different style, but just see if you guys like it, just let me know, and I would definitely do some more of these style videos. So hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.